Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are, whenever you are. Welcome to a new DC live stream. I'm your host, Matt Batiri, here once again, all by my lonesome, giving you the latest and greatest news, Twitter highlights, and adoption highlights in the cryptocurrency and blockchain market. So strap yourselves in. We're going to get through this together. And we've got some good news. We've got some bad news. We'll maybe talk a little bit about price with Bitcoin having a great rally over the last couple of days because of the CPI data. Even though I knew that there was probably a good chance that we were going to dump, we did eventually dump when we had the release of the new Fed rate hike of 50 basis points. So we're going to cover everything in today's live stream. So let's get stuck into it. So we're starting off with the G20 governments working together to develop a unified cryptocurrency policy. So the consensus on cryptocurrency in a bid to better regulate the asset class. They're collecting, obviously, a lot of countries are interested in, doing maybe a larger policy, maybe something to do with like the euro, who knows, but it's really interesting because on Wednesday, India's Federal Economic Affairs Secretary Ajay Seth said that the G20 countries will study the implications on cryptocurrencies for the economy, monetary policy, and the banking sector in order to inform a policy consensus, according to a report by Reuters. So the regulation should flow from the policy view taken. In fact, one of the priorities which have been put on the table is to help countries build a consensus for policy approach to the crypto assets. So we're probably going to see a lot of stuff like this happen, especially with the collapse of FTX. There's going to be more lawmakers and people are going to crack down on lots of things, and lots of policies are going to sort of come out to protect the people, but really to try and centralize something that is decentralized. Well, Bitcoin is obviously decentralized. Most of the other currencies are centralized in some form or way, but that's just my thought. So interesting to say the least, but in order for us to grow, we do need some form of regulation. But like, we need to draw a line of allowing us to still, for most of us that are in cryptocurrency, like the decentralized aspect, but we do need some policy to also protect people, because a lot of people are losing money right now, not only because it's a bear market, but because of bad actors. Alrighty, moving on to the next news article. We have rally for Bitcoin stalled. Economists don't believe Powell's hawkish claim. So obviously I spoke about this at the start. The the Fed raised the rates by 50 basis points on Wednesday, which brought the rate to a range of 4.25 to 4.5%, the highest level in 15 years. So overall, central bankers expect the rate to be higher next year than initially expected, which may have been the biggest influencing factor in yesterday's Bitcoin and crypto market reaction. The revision of the FOMC dot plot showed that on average, the monetary policymakers expected a rise to 5.1% in 2023 before lowering it to 4.1% in 2024. So that means the Fed will have to raise the Fed rates another 75 basis points in 2023. Whether that will happen in 3 steps or less is something Powell declined to commit to on Wednesday. So more important than speed is the question of how interest rates will ultimately have to rise and how long they will remain at this level. So if you're a trader like myself, these events, the FOMC meetings, provide a lot of volatility. If you just look at the Bitcoin price, you can see that it sort of pumped and dumped by $1,000 in the matter of hours. And because a lot of people try and forecast, is it going to be good news? Is it going to be bad news? If it's somewhat of a good news, which it kind of was, because we've been going up by 75 basis points the last few months, and we only went up by 50. It's somewhat good news, but the bad news is interest rates still went up. So the price of Bitcoin goes up, thinking, hey, we're going to have some good news. We did have somewhat of good news, but interest rates still went up. So then we had a bit of a dump, and all markets collapsed. Even the S&P, I think, lost about 200 to 300 points on its exchange. So it creates a lot of volatility. Alrighty, moving on to the last news article. So after suggesting self-custody, Binance CEO CZ now believes 99% will fail at it. So he stated that customers are more likely to lose cryptocurrency by storing it in a cold wallet rather than storing it on a centralized exchange. So he quotes, for most people, 99% of people today asking them to hold crypto on their own, they will end up losing it, he said in a Twitter post. So not too long ago, during the height of the now bankrupt crypto exchange FTX implosion, the Binance chief encouraged crypto investors to self-custody their own digital assets, adding in that it's a fundamental human right. So pretty sure I read somewhere that Binance had about $3 billion of tokens and assets come off their exchange after the Binance FUD that was leaked by someone. So he's probably getting a little bit of what's coming to him, especially because some people say that he started the FTX collapse, but at the end of the day, it's all there to see. Like, it's all on the blockchain. We can see what he was doing with the money. So he's now being charged. It's got nothing to do with CZ. CZ was probably just the match that lit the flame, if that makes sense. But it was always going to burn at some point in time. He was just the guy that just let it all he let the cat out of the bag, so to speak. All right, let's move on to Twitter. So we have Alaya Helpern. Imagine investing in crypto because you're trying to get away from government, then finding out your crypto on FTX was went directly to governments. Buy Bitcoin, take self-custody, leave the system. So I just want to touch on the last part of that tweet, buy Bitcoin, take self-custody. Bitcoin is basically the only real asset, somewhat with Ethereum, that I really believe in. We trade altcoins here at Breakout Solutions to increase our profit, but we like to channel those profits back into Bitcoin because we know it's going to stay around for a long period of time. If you look at CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, any of those sites that show you all the tokens and cryptocurrencies available, Bitcoin has been number one on the list for the last 12 years. So it's not going anywhere. Everything else is, might do well, and it's just very speculative. Whereas Bitcoin, we know it's got history. It's shown to do really well. It's shown to give any investor return on investment. But it's interesting because she states in regards to investing in crypto to get away from governments, but people get into like altcoins and stuff like that. And she then relates to the FTX, being big donors into the Democratic Party in the US. So it's, she's ruffling a few feathers, but everyone knows obviously the story by now that Sam Bankman-Fried was a big donor in the Democratic Party. And, he's technically giving your crypto to the Democratic Party. So it's a bit funny. All right, anyways, let's move on to Lynn Alden. During the global financial crisis, bank deposits kept going up while bank loans decreased. Currently, lending is still going up while deposits decrease. Very different situation. So I don't know what to say too much about this, but it's interesting to see that, deposits are decreasing. So it just probably shows that maybe some people, are not don't have as much faith in the banks and maybe turning to crypto. That's my take on it. But it is always interesting to know what you guys think. If you have a thought on this tweet, leave me a comment below and tell me what you think. We've got a couple of comments here. Love you, bro. I think that is Dennis. G'day, Dennis. I know you always come up as Facebook user. Love you too. Long live Bitcoin. Hurrah, spicy. All right, let's move on to the next tweet. We have DB, SBF charges, thread. I don't know what that means, but I'm sure there's a thread. Oh, okay, he's got a thread below. So SDNY, conspiracy to commit wire fraud on customers, wire fraud on customers, conspiracy to commit wire fraud on lenders, wire fraud on lenders, conspiracy to commit commodities fraud, conspiracy to commit securities fraud. So this is obviously all the charges laid against Sam Bankman-Fried. Looks like he's going to be in for a wild ride, probably in a white-collar prison, so he's not going to have too much to worry about. But look, more will be revealed in the upcoming Netflix series. I'm sure someone's got the rights, and we're going to have some interesting TV to watch in the next few months. All right, let's move on to adoption highlights. So we have MetaMask collaborates with PayPal to offer an in-app ETH purchase. This is by the News Crypto. So to streamline the cryptocurrency purchasing process, PayPal is collaborating with the cryptocurrency wallet MetaMask. According to the joint statement, both organizations are looking to provide customers with a variety of methods for moving their digital assets across platforms. A joint press statement was issued today by the two firms announcing their partnership. So that's really good. Perfect. Maybe I should buy some PayPal stocks. It is similar to the PayPal's checkout process for consumers to pay using their account details. This improvement will help bring more consumers into Web3 ecosystem. Yeah, if anyone can develop an easy onboarding system to get more people into crypto, that's a whole lot easier. So that includes, credit or debit card transactions to buy crypto. Sounds like PayPal's getting involved. So anything to make onboarding easier is just going to increase the adoption of retail, which is great. All right, next one we have Trump launches NFT card collection. Sweepstake winners could dine or golf with the 45th president. Now, former president drops the Trump trading card NFT collection. Let's see if we can see. Okay, I might go check out some of these cards. Okay, there we go. Here are some of the cards. So they look pretty funny. Let's see if I can zoom in on this. No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, let me go zoom. There we go. For you guys watching at home, here are some of the cards. Let me know in the comments, would you buy one of these cards? I probably would if I could play golf or go to dinner with him. He's probably one of those people that are really interest me, that, how you always get asked the question of, if you're on a deserted island, who would you bring? He'd probably be one of those people, because I think he'd be quite funny. I think he'd be quite funny, either to laugh at or laugh with, and I'm sure he'd have lots of stories. So the former president dropped the Trump trading cards NFT collection minted on the Polygon network. Collection offers entry into a sweepstakes with a unique Trump-related prize. So Trump's website also says that the cards are only intended as collectible items for individual enjoyment only, not for investment vehicles. Furthermore, anyone who purchased 45 Trump NFT cards is guaranteed a ticket to attend the gala dinner with Trump in South Florida, and the person will get 45 entries into the sweepstakes. So, yeah, I would have to see how much they are. Limited edition digital trading cards, only $99. So you have to pay $4,500 and you're guaranteed a gala dinner with Trump. So pretty interesting. All right, and our last adoption news article for the day. We got crypto whales are massively accumulating stablecoins, and Bitcoin data shows. So blockchain data shows that cryptocurrency whales have been massively accumulating stablecoins, including Binance USD, DAI, and Tether USDT, all while Bitcoin whales have been adding to their war chest as well. According to on-chain analytics from Sentiment, Bitcoin addresses between 100 and 10,000 Bitcoin have bought a total of 726 million worth of flagship cryptocurrency over the past 9 days, while stablecoin holdings between 100,000 and 10 million are also rising fast. Look at what they do, not what they say. So if you want to really know when to time the market, getting a Sentiment account, a Glassnode account, so you can track whale wallet addresses, really helps with knowing when the Bitcoin bottom could be. I still don't think the bottom is in. I know that a lot of people still think we're going to go for lower prices, which then means, okay, if everyone thinks we're going to go low, we're probably going to go higher. But still, with the increase in interest rates still going to be occurring for a little bit of time, I want to remind everyone that we can, history gives us something that we can look forward to in regards to predicting price and so forth. Now, over the last 12 years, it's probably been very easy for most traders to predict what's going to happen with the Bitcoin price, because over the last 12 years, we haven't had any wars, or large wars, by the way. When I talk about large wars, I'm talking about Russia, Ukraine, for example, nor have we had a recession from COVID where we printed money out of thin air. So because Bitcoin now is going through technically its first recession, maybe even depression, we don't know how bad things are going to get. It's very difficult to look back at history and go, okay, well, Bitcoin usually lasts in the bear market for a year, because we're technically we're up to a year now. So we should start seeing things reverse. But it's hard to make an inference on what's going to occur when we don't have that data from the past. If Bitcoin has been around for 30 years, I could give you a better accurate description if we have bottomed. I personally don't think we have, but because the last 12 years we haven't had a recession, it's we're in uncharted territory. So we can look back and to make an inference that yes, Bitcoin is now bottomed and now going to start its rally to larger heights. But I just wouldn't bet my bottom dollar on it because of this recession that we're in, cost of living, CPI increase, interest rates, energy consumption, energy issues in Europe. I've never seen all this much FUD in my life since, I started paying attention to the economy and stuff like that. So it's very interesting to see. And look, we will eventually get out of here, but it's going to take some time. It requires patience. People need to have patience. We can't start making money until we see bottom indicator, which basically means for me a higher high and a higher low from where we currently are. So until that happens, I need to remain patient, and I can't expect 10 to 100x rewards when the market conditions still won't allow us to sort of have some good news and pump us up to new heights. You'll find in a bull market, any news pumps the price, but in the bear market, it's the opposite. Whenever we hear bad news, prices keep dropping. And I haven't seen any good news. Yesterday's CPI, last 48 hours with the CPI increase and the increase in interest rates, that's not good news. Yes, it's a lower increase, but it's still an increase. So don't get that confused with, being good news. All right, guys, that is it from me. Thank you so much for watching once again. Let's look at this last comment. Yeah, Trump tactics. Yeah, I love a good laugh at Trump. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. We've wrapped up another week here with the DC live stream. We are still going to be working through the Christmas and New Year break, so don't go anywhere. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on notifications for all our videos each and every single day. And before I let you go, if you missed our webinar on the weekend on how to create passive income utilizing digital assets, you can catch the replay. Head over to Breakout now. I'll even look it up for you guys now. Breakout now. Passive income replay. Let me just put it in passive-income-replay into the URL. Oh man, let me do this. Here we go. Let me edit. Let me copy this. Let me share my screen, and then we go boom right here. So head over to, oh no, my Wi-Fi is gone. Okay, guys, I will have to show you another time. Looks like my internet has decided to poop itself, but not. That being said, feel free to go to that URL. It does work. It's just that my internet, we have a storm coming. Things are about to get fiery. So I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much. See you guys next week and enjoy your weekend. Bye for now.